relating to it. And this is a reminder to meeting attendees that this is a formal meeting. I can advise that members of the public will be given an opportunity to speak during the public open session, but not at other times. The meeting is being filmed, and by being present, attendees are deemed to have agreed to be filmed and to the use of those images and sound recordings. I can advise that attendees should not disclose any personal information of individuals, as this would infringe the data protection rights of that individual. May I please ask everyone to mute their microphones when not speaking. That's the initial formalities of the meeting dealt with. Item 1 on the agenda is apologies for absence. Have we got any apologies? There are no apologies. Are there any declarations of interest under item number 2, either disclosable pecuniary interest in any agenda item or any non-pecuniary interest in any item? Councillor Thomas.
Non-pecuniary in the grants. I'm a member of the gardening group.
Councillor Knight.
Non-pecuniary in 9B, the grants. I'm a member of the History Society.
Any other declarations of interest, either of pecuniary or non-pecuniary nature? Thank you. Item number 3 is the chairman's announcements. I have no announcements to make this evening. So straight on to item number 4, which is the public open session. If members of the public who wish to speak could go to the dais there, use the microphone, and also let us know who they are and what they would like to say. So this is matters appertaining to items on the agenda.
Good evening, Chair and councillors and public members attending this evening. My name is Dean Hawkins. I am the community practitioner and careers practitioner for Ivor Valley College. I'm here tonight just to voice a supportive motion to the Biggleswade community group, who publish each month the small A5 booklet that contains local information of goings on and what's happening in and around our area. And the reason I'm here tonight is because we are the major distributor of that magazine, with my 6 formers from the college using that as an opportunity each month to get out into the community, to interact with retailers and businesses on the high street and beyond. And I just want to urge your conscience to put a big tick in the box to provide funding for the printing. Costs of printing have gone up, and I do know that the group do struggle sometimes each year to seek funding for the printing. And if you would consider that tonight, then my duty is done. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you, Mr. Hawkins.
Hello, Tim Soden from the Big Theatre. Good evening all. We're asking for £2,000 to go towards finishing off the Green Room, which is a further space that we'll be able to rent out to the community for various uses such as music lessons, counselling sessions and meetings. We're in conversation with Lloyds Bank, who I'm sure you know are closing their branch in town, about them using the space once they do close their branch as the community banking hub. Bedfordshire carers are also keen to use the space for their wellbeing sessions, which will start at the Big Theatre in April. The money will pay for skirting boards, ceiling hatches, painting and furniture for the room. It'll also go towards curtains in the main theatre space to allow for a private access to the Green Room, masking off the end of the corridor that leads to the theatre. In opening the Big Theatre, we've done something that most said was impossible, opening a new performance space outside of London. We've sold over 6,000 tickets for events so far since last April and welcomed hundreds more to our community events such as Chatty Cafe. We have increased footfall into the town with patrons coming from all over the surrounding area: Bedford, Milton Keynes, St Neots, Hitchin and all the villages and hamlets in between. We've even had visitors fly in especially to see one band from Poland and Sweden. We really are putting Biggleswade on the map, and many of our evening patrons also eat and drink in the local restaurants and bars before and after our events, adding wealth to the community. Of course, none of this would have been possible without the Town Council's continued support, and we thank you for that.
Thank you, Mr. Soden.
Hello, My name is Rhiannon. I'm the chair of Biggleswade Community Gardens, and I wanted to discuss that, as well as I'm a volunteer for Future Action Biggleswade as well, which I understand I've put a grant in as well. So I want to talk very briefly about both. We just, from the community gardens, we just want to say thank you for previous support that we've had from the town council, which has enabled us to get the ball rolling on our community garden. Last year, 2024, we were able to use the grant funding to get the benches, arches, paint, and build the raised beds, soil, compost, everything, equipment, to able to grow the garden and really grow produce and support and free food to people. And we have had successful events. The reason we're asking for funding is for compost, essentially, and fruit trees, as you put an application, and bulbs for the bulb bank, because we've also been working hard at Chestnut Avenue and Desball's bulb bank, which we have been trying to restore to a former glory. As you can see now, spring is here and the daffodils are out and tulips are out, and many of us at the community gardens spent a lot of time last autumn planting those bulbs individually and spreading wildflowers, yellow rattle to make a wildflower meadow. So we just want to be good for nature, good for Biggleswade, and and involve the community and provide enjoyment and fun and free food for people. So that's community gardens. Do I have to sit back down and talk about?
Please keep going.
Thank you. So Fab, Future Action Biggleswade, have put an application in for venue hire for their Think Locally shop local event, which is, they had an event last year, and the event is, there was very, very small community group, but they like to host, they have hosted great big Green Week events in the market stall before, and the Think As You Shop local event is for to promote local sustainable eco businesses, and it's independent businesses, trying to support them, trying to bring more business to the town, try bring more people to the town, and promote Think Locally, Shop Locally, and think environmentally as well, because it's environmental and social justice environmental group. So we are seeking the cost for venue hire and any and any leaflets to help promote the event. And of course, Biggleswade Town Council will be fully thanked for those as well and promoted as a result. Okay, if granted. Thank you.
Anybody else in the room who wishes to speak on anything this evening? Is there anybody online who wishes to speak, please? We do not have an invited speaker, which brings us on to item number 6, which is members' questions. Do any members have any questions, please, that they wish to raise? If there's no questions, we'll move on to item number 7, which is the minutes and recommendations of meetings. That is of the last meeting of this Finance and General Purposes Committee, held on Tuesday, the 14th of January, 2025. This part of it is for accuracy and approval of the minutes. I'll take it page by page according to the numbers in your pack, starting off with page 5, page 6, page 7, and page 8. Is it your wish that I sign these as a true and correct record of the meeting? And that can be arranged after the meeting. Thank you very much. Item number 8 is matters arising. Again, I'll go through these page by page. Page 5, page 6, page 7, page 8.
I know I'm nitpicking, but we have item 12 exempt. The chairman closed the meeting. Was that exempt? I think perhaps there should have been no exempt items and then that the chairman closed the meeting.
Noted. I think we've approved the minutes as they stand, but perhaps that could be noted for future reference. Thank you for that. Items for consideration now. We come to the budget cycle. You have a report from before you from Mr. Bohr, who is here this evening to present the report. Mr. Bohr.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So the new year budget circular is attached as Appendix A. The draft budget circle has already been supported by Chairman and Deputy Chairman of Finance and General Purposes. Importantly, this year, the normal circle has been updated to incorporate a detailed consultation with all committees, which will be conducted in a formal open sessions this time around. So the progress of the budget planning circle will be shared with all members during the future council and committee meetings, and the status column will be completed accordingly. So the recommendation is for members to please note the report and recommend to council to adopt the budget planning circle for 2026-2027. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Bohr. Members, your comments and observations, please. If there are none, would someone perhaps propose the recommendation that members note the report and recommend to council to adopt the budget planning cycle for 2026-27?
Chairman, may I propose what you said, please?
Thank you, Councillor Foster. Is that seconded? Any further comments? In that case, I'll put it to the vote. All those in favour, please signify. Thank you. That's carried. Item number 9B is the grant applications. Now, you've got the report before you, and again, Mr. Bohr, if you could just run through the report if necessary, and then we'll go through the grants one by one.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So the report, all the 11 applications were shared on SharePoint and sent in an email to all members on 6th of March 2025. The maximum that can be given out to communities tonight is 12,870. I was pleased to see that there wasn't any grant request above 2,000. All of the maximum is 2,000 or below. So the recommendation is for members to please consider each individual grant application without prejudice. And as I mentioned before, the value combined requested is 12,870, which is within the available budget of 17,000, just over 17,000. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Bohr. You've got the details before you, and I hope every member's been able to consider them. I'll go through them one by one in the order that they're set out. So number one on our list is Above and Beyond Cancer. They're requesting £500. Any comments, please, or any proposal on this particular? Councillor Agnew. Councillor Agnew is, I think, moving £500. Is that seconded by anybody? That's seconded in several places. All those in favour, please signify. So that's carried at 500. And at the end of the day, there'll be a totting up, and we can possibly then agree the overall figure. It should be within budget anyway. So item number 2 on the agenda is the Biggleswade History Society, and they are requesting £900. Councillor Foster.
Chairman, I propose that we accept we give the grant of £900 to the History Society. I think they do a really good job, and they've asked for £900. They didn't a couple of years where they've not had anything. I think, but they do a good job, so well worth it.
Thank you, Councillor Foster. Is that seconded? Seconded by Councillor North. Any further comment? In which case, I'll put it to the vote. All those in favour, please signify. That's carried. Thank you. Item number 3 is the Biggleswade Arts Collective, i.e. the Big Theatre. Could I have any comments? They're requesting £2,000. Councillor Agnew.
I would like to know that it came to our attention and understanding that the biggest theatre is actually been given a funding boost thanks to the grants from CBC, and the theatre is in partnership with the Biggleswade Art Collective will receive over £37,000. That will probably allow them to expand on their budget, on their programs, whatever they're needing to do, like seating areas, staging, lighting, and etc. I would like to just bring this to their attention because we currently have a lot of applicants that haven't applied to our grants before, and maybe in the light of the information that we're receiving, it would be worth to recommend to not to grant this amount this time, or maybe colleagues would like to consider it and discuss. I personally think that we need to be very cognizant that the budget that we have at Biggleswade Town Council for the grants is having its own limits, and so we need to consider carefully other applicants as well. But I'd very much favour the discussion on this. Thank you.
Could you just clarify what you're saying there, please, Councillor Agnew? Because are you putting forward a figure for the grant or not?
No, I'm not putting any figure right now. No.
Right. Councillor Foster.
I'm a little bit torn on this, to be honest with you, because I think I agree with Councillor Agnew. I mean, the council has supported Big Theatre over a number of previous grants, and whilst they've had the 36,000, there's also the fact there's operational things as well. But on balance, I think I actually agree with Councillor Agnew that on this occasion, given that there has been the grants that have been given from Central Bedfordshire and that we've supported it before, on this occasion, given the applicants that we've had this time and also that others haven't applied, I think I'm in favour of not offering a grant on this occasion.
Thank you, Councillor Foster. So that's been proposed and seconded. Any comments from other members, please? And that applies for all applicants. Where this financial year, another financial year is about to start. So everybody's entitled to make an application in years and will be considered on their merits at the time. If there's no further comments, if we've got a proposal and it's been seconded, all those in favour, could they please signify? Against? Abstentions? I think there's just one abstention. Thank you. Item number 4 on the agenda is Biggles FM. They are requesting £1,850, which seems to be this amount they've requested in previous years and being granted. Members, I've got a proposal on this one. Councillor North.
Well, we've supported them for this amount in the last 2 years, and I would propose that we do the same again this year.
That's been moved. Is that seconded? Councillor Barrett seconding that. Any further comments? In which case, the proposal is that we award a grant of £1,850. All those in favour, could they please signify? That's unanimous. Thank you. Item number 5 is the Biggleswade Community Gardens. Their request is for £470. Councillor North.
Yes, well, I think we should award this grant to the community garden. Yes.
Is that seconded? In numerous places. Any further comment? All those in favour, please signify. That's carried unanimously. Thank you, members. Item number 6 is the Biggleswade Community Group. The request is for £1,000, and this is for the newsletter. Any Councillor Barrett?
Well, I think we heard a very good representation earlier on, and also we supported them in the past. I recommend that we give them the full £1,000.
Is that seconded anywhere in several places? Any further comments? In which case, all those in favour, please signify. That's unanimous. Thank you. Item number 7 is the Chums charity. They're requesting £2,000. Members, Councillor Russell.
I think it was very good that a senior officer from Chums came to our civic service, and I had a very long conversation with him. And we were joined by the Lord Lieutenant, who obviously knows a lot about the charity as well. I'm in favour of giving them this money. I think what they do, and it's hard to say how many people there will be from Biggleswade in the next few months who might need support, because you don't know what's going on in people's lives. So I think they do some, you know, a really good service to the community. So please, can we give them the 2,000?
Is that seconded anywhere? Councillor Barrett, any further comments, please? If there are no further comments, all those in favour, please signify. Again, that's unanimous. Thank you very much, members. Item number 8 is future action, who are requesting £150. Any comments, please, from members? Councillor Russell.
I think we should give it to them. It's a very good thing to try to do, particularly reducing the use of plastic and the plastic that gets into our oceans in the long term. And I think we should support this initiative.
Is that seconded? Councillor Allbone. Any further comments from members, please? If there's further comment, all those in favour, please signify. Again, that's unanimous. Thank you. Item number 9 is from Here to Listen. They are requesting £2,000. Members. Councillor Foster.
Chairman, this charity organisation do amazing work. I mean, they just recently they obviously opened their studio in the High Street, and actually having attended and opened it on their behalf. I wasn't aware of exactly what they did, although we have actually given grants to this particular organisation before. Actually having conversations with them, it really became apparent what really great work they do, and also the fact that their funding streams have been sort of restricted in recent years. So I'm absolutely in favour of giving them the £2,000 grant.
Thank you for that.
Can I second that, please?
Councillor Thomas is seconding that. Any further comments or at all? If not, I'll put that to the vote. All those in favour, please signify. Again, that's carried unanimously, I think. Item number 10 is the Keach Hospice Care. They're requesting £1,000. Councillor Russell.
Sorry, I propose that we give them £1,000. They're always available for people in our community. They're the nearest children's hospice, and I think we should support them.
Thank you, Councillor Russell. Councillor Allbone.
I'm happy to second that.
That's seconded. Any further comments from members, please? Would you like to comment, Councillor Agnew?
Yeah, just want to support and say that, as you probably all know, when we consider all these applications, we'll also take a very good care of looking into how many people from Biggleswade will actually benefit. And this is not exactly the strongest case, but for other reasons that councillors already described, sometimes those kind of points overweigh each other. So I'm in agreement with my colleagues for £1,000. Thank you.
Any further comments? If none, I'll put £1,000 for the Keach Hospice. Is that all in those favour? That's carried unanimously. Thank you. And the final application today is from the Biggleswade Carnival. They are requesting £1,000. Councillor Barrett.
I think it's an obvious £1,000 that we should be giving this very important part of our community. I'm surprised they didn't actually ask for more money.
Thank you. Is that seconded? Councillor North. Is there any further comment, please? All those in favour? Oh, sorry, did you want to?
I just wanted to say that I'm glad that the committee is managing to keep the carnival going, because it's been a fixture of the town for so many years. I can remember it as a child, and obviously it's changed now. because of health and safety and all the rest of it, but I'm really glad that they're keeping it going.
I think we would all echo that. It is an exceptional event for the town, and I think the longer it can continue, the better. So all those in favour? That's carried unanimously. Mr. Ball, you've got a figure now out for us.
Yep, so the total figure is 10,870.
Right, so those are the applications, and if they can go, and they will be paid by the end of the month, so that it falls within the financial year. So thank you, members, for that. Right. All I've got to do is to find what I've done with my agenda, having. No, it's all right. I'm sorry about that, members. I've buried it under the applications. Item number 10 is items for information, the insurance renewal. You've got the report or recommendation there, or information there before you. Do officers want to say anything, or do members wish to make any comments? Is it your wish that we note the report, therefore? Sorry, Councillor North.
Yes, the report says the council's internal auditor is content with the level of insurance of the council. I would prefer to see a statement that the officers are content with the level of insurance, as the officers are responsible for this, not the internal auditor. And another factor in this would be, is this, in terms of the level of cover, how does this compare with comparable organisations, such as St Neots Town Council, Stevenage Borough Council, maybe Potton Parish Council? How does it compare with other people, which we don't? Are we in line with general practice, if you like? And are there any recommendations from NALC or LGA?
Thank you, Mr.
on this subject.
Councillor North, Mr. Tarrant.
Okay, so firstly, just to be clear, obviously it has officers' support connected to this. Having said that, internal audit and external audit are important points of reference for good practice. There is no recommended good practice, as far as I'm aware, from NALC or SLCC. We don't compare and contrast or benchmark against similar town councils, because it's entirely council specific, and obviously we put all of our information through to the main brokerage. The brokerage then seeks acceptable coverage and then comes back with recommended. Thank you.
You're satisfied with that answer? Any further comments, members? Is it Councillor Russell? Thank you. Is that seconded? All those in favour, please signify. Thank you. That's carried unanimously. Item number 11 is the Orchard Centre marketing plan. Ms Calvert, you're going to present the report, I believe.
Thank you. So the report summarises the marketing campaign that has been put together by Funda to advertise the Orchard Community Centre. The aim is to increase the number of bookings, and ask for members to note this campaign.
Members, have you got any comments or observations, please, on this? Councillor Knight.
Thanks for the report. So I guess, hopefully it's not a dumb question. Is there any cost or budget associated with this marketing? Do we need to do any paid advertising, sponsored posts? I worry a little bit that Facebook and Instagram as social media mediums are not as popular as they were and seem to be dominated with adverts. And I wonder if we want our messages to be seen, whether we need to be willing to put some money behind it, or perhaps consider other platforms. I'm going to utter the words TikTok, not my cup of tea, but it's where a lot of younger people are, I understand. So I don't know if you have any thoughts on that.
Ms. Coward.
Yeah, we can certainly look into that. Sort of paid Facebook posts, I think they boost the amount of people. We can certainly look at TikTok and other things. Yeah, I'll make a note of that.
Councillor Russell.
Well, the bottom of the report does say running targeted ads and hosting an open day, additional marketing efforts. So picking up on what Councillor Knight has said, is this within the budget that we've got for advertising or for the Orchard Centre?
Mr. Bohr.
Yeah, the council has a small marketing budget in total, so that there is something in the budget already for next financial year. I know my colleagues have also in the past have talked to me about paying companies to design a banner that can be displayed as well. So we are looking into that, but this is at the very, very early stages.
Thank you. Councillor Russell.
So can I just say thank you for that answer, and I move that we note it and wish it success.
Councillor Barrett, I say Councillor Knight's also got wish.
Back, thank you. So I was just thinking about this. So maybe the thing to do here is to put a small amount of money behind it within the budget, but to do that for quite a compressed period, perhaps a couple of months, and to actually see whether that campaign's had an impact in terms of the number of leads it's generated. And, you know, if it is generating leads, then it's perhaps something that should be an ongoing campaign. If after perhaps 2 months there's no real evidence of success, then maybe we need to, you know, regroup and consider other approaches.
I see Mr. Tarrant wishes to speak, but Councillor Barrett wishes to speak first.
In essence, I was going to say the same thing, that I think it would be nice to have some sort of timeline in here, that we just sense check at different times the success of these items here, just to give us an opportunity to change tack, so we don't do this through the whole of 25.
Mr. Tarrant.
Yeah, I think there's I agree with everything that's been said, and maybe we should have made that clear in the report. This effectively is testing something. It's trying to influence demand, and it may or may not be successful. And we would never want this to go on for 12 months if it doesn't have any consequence.
Thank you. If any other members wish to speak, before I make a comment from the chair, I think what's been said is sensible. We will have budget, hopefully, because the Orchard Centre will actually be generating an additional budget. So we can presumably, if we're making a surplus, we can reinvest that in the promotion. I hope we do things other than just pure social media in that respect, in terms of projecting it. But again, I would hope that there would be a report on how this has gone to the next F&GP committee meeting in any event. So if we could have a report on how this goes, if assuming members are happy. So we've had the proposal that we note the report and the recommendations.
Second that.
That's seconded. Any further comment before I put it to the vote? All those in favour, please signify. That's carried unanimously. Thank you very much for coming and presenting that report. Item number 11 is the public open session. We don't have any members left in the chamber, of the public. Is there anybody online, please, who wants to speak? So that's the public open session. So we now move on to. Only just like a vote to go into exempt. That's the next item on the agenda. The proposal is that we go into the exempt session under the terms pursuant to the Act as set out on the agenda. Is that moved? Seconded. That's all in several places. All those in favour, please signify. That's carried. We'll temporarily adjourn whilst everything gets set up for the second part of the meeting.